All right, guys, welcome to another Alavea Pros podcast. And this one I am super excited for because we get to go all the way to I can't even say the word. To Texas. Okay, Cambry, help me out. Where are you?
I'm in Nacogdoches, Texas.
I
So
feel like there's a small part of me thinking you're making up that word. Can you spell it? Can you spell it? Like, is this true?
yes, it's Nacogdoches.
I feel like that's one of those cities that was created that somebody just had like a bunch of letters on the board and a dart and just
Yeah,
started like picking letters.
yeah, the spelling will get me almost every time.
Well, first of all, it's an honor hanging out with you because you are a student athlete with one of my favorite sports in the world. You are a volleyball player, and you're in sports medicine. What school are you going to down there?
I'm at Stephen F. Austin State.
Very nice. Well, a big congratulations to that. So back up for everybody who, especially there's a lot of listeners to our podcast that maybe aren't volleyball players or haven't ever played volleyball. But of course, we have Winter Olympics coming up right now, but Summer
Mhm.
Olympics, volleyball is always a massive following. It's so
Yeah.
much fun watching. Like, how did you get into the sport of volleyball?
Well, I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me. I pretty much grew up around sports. My dad played football in college. My mom played basketball. So just growing up around sports. Didn't exactly want to follow in the basketball. I wasn't really into that one just yet, but my sister started playing volleyball. And I just at that age I was like, I just want to be who she is. So
Oh,
yeah. So I started peppering with her, which is just like playing in the backyard with her a lot. And it just made me start playing volleyball and I fell in love with it immediately. I started playing when I was about, I think, 8 or 9 years
oh,
old.
wow.
Yeah, so long time coming, but
Well, I love the fact that you just use volleyball terminology just so smooth there, like peppering in the backyard. Even like I actually played volleyball, and I didn't know that. I mean, I'm a lot older than you, so maybe in our day and age we didn't use that cool term. But what was it? Tell people about volleyball. The one thing I love about volleyball that, and my guess is, are you more of a hitter? Or are you what position do you play in volleyball?
I'm a libero, so the different color jersey. I
Oh,
I'm pretty short, so
oh.
not on the front row.
Okay, all right. I was thinking when you're throwing out all the basketball stuff, I was thinking you're maybe a little taller. But there's that feeling, right? Like when you either make that dig or you hit that perfect set, or you just kind of people like it's hard if you've never played the sport. But what does it feel like when you're out there with a team and you make some of those epic points?
It's so fun. Like as a libero digging that ball, it's just I love to challenge myself to see which ones I can get, and it's just a great feeling to be like, "Oh, I can get that one." Like, "Oh, I know I can get that one." And it makes it even better, I think, because it's such a team sport that I'm gonna do this for you so you can go do your thing. Because maybe like digging and as a libero, you don't get as much as the hype as the hitters do, but it's like I want to do this for you so you can go do it. It's the best feeling ever. I love seeing my teammates succeed because I can succeed as well too.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you right now, I've seen like just a crazy number of social media posts where those unbelievable digs. You're seeing somebody diving and just making these shots where it's basically your hands just going out, it's hitting the hand just to be able to keep the ball in play. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So obviously you're a super high performance athlete. You're a student athlete. You're
Mhm.
graduating this year. Huge congratulations. But you chose to really go down this path of dietary nutrition and sports nutrition. What was that's a fascinating focus as a young professional. So what was the reasoning going down that path?
So originally, right before coming to college, I had wanted to be an athletic trainer my whole life.
Mm,
And then kind of about to go into college, making the decision about where to go to college, I was like, wait, I don't know if I want to see blood or bones or any of that. So I was like, okay, maybe maybe that one's not for me.
yeah.
But and then my sister was at Tech at the time, and she was working with the football team and introduced me to one of her friends that was pursuing nutrition.
Mm,
And I just talked to her a little bit, and I really just fell in love with the whole aspect of just the way we fuel our body is so important, and like the way that that can affect your performance and as an athlete. I think that
mhm.
obviously that's one of the most important things you can do. So I just immediately fell in love with that, and I was like, that's what I'm doing.
Well, I think that's really changed. And I think, that kind of the awareness probably through education and the advancement, but also the ability to communicate and with social media today. Because I know when I grew up, we were competing 4 or 5 hours a day on the tennis courts. And, then we'd figure out how many Big Macs we could have. Like there was no consciousness on that, right? But in today's world, would you say more of the athletes that you're working with are you the anomaly, or are more people consciously thinking about food can be thy medicine, food can help me perform better and recover faster? Are more people thinking that way?
Yes, I think so, like, totally. It's I even talked to my dad a little bit about when he played football, and he was like, "No one talked about that." Like, that was just not a thing at all, and I think a lot of my teammates and we have our coach really emphasizing how important that is, so I see all of my teammates, they really care as well. So
Wow. Oh, so like even in the coaching program, they're
Mhm.
talking to you guys about this. It's not just
Yeah.
you, like it's actually now part of the whole program.
Yes, it's something that we focus on and we talk about a pretty good amount. So it's cool to
Nice.
see in our team as well as not just me studying that, but as our team too.
So would you like to go on and work with teams and sports and athletes, or is this something like even working with individuals and creating your own practice? What's your dream and vision after graduating?
I want to work in college sports.
Mm,
Yes, I want to do the team. I wouldn't mind doing individuals, but I really enjoy the team aspect and the just the environment of college athletics. I love it.
yeah, it's a great vibe. It's a great
Mhm.
synergy.
Yes.
Um, but I think what's cool about this too is like you are, because the world of college athletics have changed too since NIL, for those that name, image, likeness, that has come out, where athletes can now be sponsored, they can have partnership deals and brand deals, and you are a sponsored athlete with this company called Alavea,
Mhm.
and you got accepted as an Alavea Pro. And one, why did you uh, decide to apply to be a sponsored athlete with Alavea, and how were you even introduced to this?
Okay, so first I was introduced to it from one of my like mentors, Sarah Gallender. She introduced it when I was in the spring. I was unable to play.
Hmm.
That was rough for me, and she introduced me to one of the products to kind of help get my recovery going a little bit, and I immediately saw a difference in like my energy, and just that recovery process was great. Um and then I decided to become a pro because after I started taking that one, I was like, okay, I like this company. I think I can look at some other products in here. So I looked at some other ones and I was like, it's such just great ingredients and all of that stuff. And as a nutrition major, I'm like, that's so important, the ingredients and all of that kind of thing. So I was like, I just loved it. I loved the products that y'all had, and I really wanted to be a part of something like that.
Yeah. And would you say that, because it is amazing how NIL has kind of shifted college sports very quickly.
Mhm.
It's probably been introduced for your whole time at school, but I grew up in the day and age where, of course, no one could get any kind of sponsorship. But I think what's the overall feeling from other athletes? To me, it feels like schools make a lot of money off the different programs, and there's a lot of value and benefits. It seems like it makes sense that athletes can have that influence that can help people in the right way. Is it well received within athletes, the NIL programs that are out there?
Yes, I think so. I think that they can not only benefit like a community as you can like show these products to other people, but they do benefit us as well. And I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, and Sarah, you brought up Sarah, who, by the way, I know, and she is a rock star. I love the fact that she's a
Yes.
mentor. I think she could be a mentor to every student athlete out there, especially those that are wanting to go down your path. How do you know Sarah? Does she work with your team, or do you just know her individually or personally?
So I originally met her sister. She played volleyball at SFA under the coach that I play for.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that.
yes. So I originally met her through her sister, I think. And I heard that she was a nutritionist and worked in that environment. So I connected with her and then it just kind of flew from there. So,
Yeah.
mhm,
Well, and it's so interesting that you started this process with like that injury. My wife has a similar background. She was a athlete, and then ended up going down the chiropractic
mhm,
path, but then really kind of turned her focus on the nutrition side of things, because both with chiropractic and nutrition. She kind of learned this process after an injury, that it's amazing when you fuel yourself, or you put your body in the right alignment, you give it the right kind of food. It's amazing what can happen around that
Yeah.
process. So when you, what kind of injury did you have, and what were you taking that seemed to help it?
So I had a stress fracture in my shin,
Mm.
and that just was not great. But I started taking the Limitless, that the one that helps with inflammation, and that's
Mhm.
obviously like inflammation happening in my shin. So I saw that that helped, and it just I felt like it sped up it a little bit, the recovery process for me.
Yeah, and for those listening, if you don't know what limitless is, I mean, it's really beets.
Mhm.
Are you a fan of beets? Would you eat beets, or are you I feel like you're either in the beet camp or you're heavily against beets. Do you like them?
I do not like beets.
Okay, you and I, that's why we're getting along so well. My wife thinks beets are the greatest things on the planet. I think they're fear factor, they're terrifying. But what's crazy is we have the patent on taking out, or that we work with the company has the patent on taking out the beta lane, the powerhouse, the what God's given, the Mother Nature's gift to the beet is the beta lane. But what's interesting is the beta lane is surrounded by like sugars and different things that deplete the value of it. So imagine taking out the powerhouse, and that's what you're having. Because it must have been kind of weird, because knowing the injury you had, and then Sarah's saying, "Oh, here, take this tiny little pill. It
Yeah.
could potentially help you."
Yeah, actually, I was like, "What?" But then I was like, "Okay, I see what you're saying."
Yeah. I've always loved the Limitless product, because it's also, I think it's something like the same power that's in a little pill is eating like 500 cooked beets. And
Yeah.
the idea of eating 500 cooked beets, I mean, I can't do it.
Not sound it doesn't sound the greatest to me.
No, not at all. Well, I love this story, and I love the recovery process you had it, but you still kind of transitioned to say, like, because you could have just said, "Thanks, Sarah, I'm back to playing volleyball." You looked up a little bit about the company. Um, Alivea is what's called a social business. So for
Mhm.
every product that they sell, they create a matching serving of the core ingredient. The core ingredient is called Alivea AE Ace Mannan from aloe. So all of our products are food-based technology. But we do a donation of that same technology to children in need. I think that this week we're going to surpass 65 million servings. We're kind of like Bombas socks, or, if you've heard of that before. But when you did your research, because I'm sure you're not going to put your name on any company, like this is putting your credibility. What was it? What were some of the things that you liked about the company? And was being part of a social business, did you enjoy that process as well?
Yes, so I loved just the ingredients and the products that y'all have. I thought that that was a very big aspect of why I love the company so much. And the way that Sarah would talk about it as well, she was like hyping it up, and I was like, okay, I need to check this out. But the social business aspect, the donations, I thought that that was so cool. You don't see that very much. And I've learned that through my years of college, I have kind of learned the thing about how I want to be known for kind of who I am as a person rather than maybe an
Mm.
athlete. And that's something that's super important to me. And I think that the things y'all are doing can show, like, can grow me as a person just because that's so important. And
Mm.
and I just loved to be able to support something like that and show other people what that is about as well.
Oh, I love that. That's such a beautiful transition, because I mean, it is difficult. A lot of times when you
Mhm.
have been a great athlete like you are, you get so connected, and your kind of life revolves around your sport, right?
Yeah.
And then, but in almost every sport, there is a transition, but people aren't preparing for it. I've met a lot of professional athletes that weren't prepared for it. Met a lot of college athletes. So to hear you say that, is Sarah like also feeding wisdom, or did you just already have all this wisdom?
No,
Like, where did that wisdom come from?
she's feeding it.
I think you have a lot of it to begin with, because just to have that insight, I think, is absolutely beautiful. So, well, talk to me about the next year. You're graduating. What
Mhm.
does the next couple of years look like? Knowing you're the sponsored athlete. Because this is also like a lot of sponsored athletes, they can earn income because of that, because of the impact, because of the influence that they have, and they're sharing the brand that they're partnered with. So there's benefits for you, but there's both emotional and financial benefits. But what does the next few years look like for you?
Okay, so I graduate in December. And so I'm going to go to grad school and complete the master's program, and the dietetic internship is something that's required for to become a dietitian.
Okay.
And that's about a 2-year program. Some are about a year and a half. but most are a 2-year program. And then after that, I'll take my RD exam and become a dietitian, hoping to work in
Wow.
sports. So, not sure where I'm gonna go to grad school. I haven't really decided that one, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Wow. Well, I'm already at a loss. I'm trying to think of the spelling of where you're living right now. Where are you originally from, by the way?
I'm from Waco, Texas.
Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a great area. So the company Elevate is actually headquartered in Dallas, and
Okay.
we brought a bunch of folks down to Waco, Texas, of course, to see who's the famous couple there.
Chip and Joanna.
Chip and Joanna Gaines. And I had the first experience that I've ever had in my life. We rented a whole bus. There was like, I think 2 buses. I think there's almost 100 of us. And we went down. We stopped at a Buc-ee's.
Yep.
I did not know this world of Buc-ee's. Is this a big thing for all ages, or is this just a bunch of old people like us excited about a gas station?
No, it's a pretty big thing. That's somewhere you have to go if you're in Texas, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty epic, and so is Waco. So yeah, if you would you want to get outside of Texas for your grad school, or where are you thinking right now? Or are you still up in the air?
I would like to stay in Texas for grad school,
Mhm.
just to stay close to family because my
Yeah,
parents are still
beautiful.
in Waco. But after that, who knows? I'm okay to go honestly anywhere, but I'd like to stay in Texas for grad school.
Well, I'm on my way to northern Canada where it's minus 27. Would you like to start there?
I think I'm okay. Maybe not
Okay.
that far. Maybe not.
Okay, so maybe not anywhere, but maybe you're thinking anywhere like beautiful and warm
Yes,
and
warm.
incredible.
Warm's important.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Well, it's such an honor hanging out with you. And what would you recommend for anybody listening in here who is either just somebody who's wanting to take care of their health, or maybe it's another NCAA or student athlete? What would you recommend for them to, if they wanted to learn more, what would you recommend for the next steps?
I would say just look into products and research and find out what is important to you and really like dive into that. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. You've got such great wisdom. I can't wait to see how your journey goes, really, not only from finishing your schooling, but finish your sporting career with the school you're with,
Mhm.
and then see where you can continue to go. Because I think in today's world, people get confused, right? Because there's so much information out there. So
Yeah.
I love that idea. What works with you? Find that path. And what's nice about with the Alivea, because it's food-based technology,
Yes.
it can fit into people's lives, whether it's a product that's for somebody's injury, or whether it's just our you know vegan shakes, protein shakes, to
Yes.
start the day. And all of them have that ace man. And so but Cambry, man, this was so exciting. You got to spell your city one more time for everybody.
NACOGDOCHES.
Nice.
I struggle
I
too.
love it. I love it. I mean, I live in a place called Tuckasegee, so you and I aren't that far apart from places that like you can't spell. But no, I think you've got an incredible future. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for everybody watching Elevate Pros, if you want to learn more about Elevate, you can go to elevate.com. And Cambry, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for having me.